up, everybody? This your girl, Indigo Queen. Good morning. So, I'm just here to just speak on a little subject, because it's really big in really any society, any cultural background, right? You really got to know the spirit by the spirit. Let me start off with that. You have to know the spirit by the spirit. Okay? Everybody does not have that gift, for one. Everybody does not have that gift. I know there's a lot of controversy about Christians and spirituality, right? And what I have to say about that is stop being so quick to judge people. Because for me, my thing is with spirituality is you do have different, I guess you could say, groups. Like everybody's spirituality is different, right? It's about spirit. It's about your soul. Okay? What possesses the avatar that you're in, right? Now you have some people that are more dark than light, and you have some people that are more light than dark. And I'm not talking about complexion. I'm talking about your energy, your frequency. And that's what I mean by you need to know the spirit by the spirit. Okay? Because a lot of y'all are one-sided. And y'all are quick to judge people because they prefer to be called spiritual than a well-known name of a certain religion, right? I can say I have been judged. Okay, I was told I was running from God, and I'm like, really? Because be a God relationship, like we here, you know what I'm saying? I'm actually closer to God with my spirituality than I was when I was saying I was Christian. The reason why I grew up saying I was Christian is that because that was what they told us. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Nobody taught me how to build a personal relationship with God. I always felt like I had to go to somebody else to pray for me. I always felt like any little thing, I was going to hell. So I grew up being a, how can you say it, basically an ass kisser. Or if I don't do this, or if I say no, or if I do this, if I do that, if I don't do this, if I don't do that, I'm going to hell, right? But the thing is, well, a lot of religions, not just Christianity, it's a lot of religions, but I can't speak for a lot of religions because, well, I can't speak on it because I didn't experience that. You know, I was brought up in the Christian community, so that's what I could speak on, my own experience. But it's no shade to nobody, no disrespect, because I respect my Christian friends. I respect anybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you believe in God or not. I still respect you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of person because at the end of the day, everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has something they're here to do, right? Everybody has something here to do. I don't know if I said that right the first time. It sounds crazy, right? But anywho, that was off topic. But yeah, I could speak on Christianity because that's my experience, you know. I have friends. I have friends that are spiritual. I have friends that are Christian. I have friends that are Jehovah's Witnesses. I have friends that are just, they ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I have met a lot of great people, right? Especially in my field of work, okay? I do hair. I work in retail. I've been doing retail for 10 plus years. So I have met a lot of personalities, different cultural backgrounds. And one thing that I have noticed about all of them that is the same is how they carry themselves, their spirit, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I have ran into some badass ones. You know, like cousin. I'm sorry to hear that. But I have ran into some badass ones, and I have ran into some good ones. Let's just be real. My worst experiences working in retail have been with the Christian community. Right? I have ran into people that was like really, really outspoken about them not believing in God. It was like they don't believe in any of that, right? But they never disrespected me. They never treated me any type of way. Even the fact that they knew I believe in God, right? Now, I'm not talking about everybody, but like I said, I have met people that don't believe in God. And growing up in church, I was raised to think that if they don't believe in God, they're evil. And these people weren't evil. They weren't. I've been cool. I've been friends with Gothics. I've been cool with like any of that. Like, I ran into people that don't believe in the devil neither. So what does that make them? Okay? And I get it. Oh, the non-believers is, you know, I get it. I've been to church. I know it. If you don't believe, if you're a non-believer, you're going to hell. Okay? I get it. But that's not the point that I'm making. What I'm saying is, as a spirit, as a body, as humans, okay, we as a whole do not respect anything that we're not used to. Okay, we're not used to seeing. Oh, this is different. I don't like this. You're going to hell. You are of the devil. Because you don't got an understanding of something. You don't know that person's background. And then I came across a reel today. Well, on my For You page, I'm saying reel like it's Facebook. But I came across a video on my For You page. And they spoke about how people are judging people that do different type of spiritual activities, okay? From voodoo, hoodoo, all of that, right? And they was talking about the Christian community. And she said that the same way the Christian community pray that God covers them and protect them, what do you think that side of spirituality do when you speak against them? It's the same thing. And I think that's where a lot of people are falling short at, right? It's the same thing. A lot of people that are in the Christian community, and like I said, I'm not just throwing Christianity under the bus, but from my own personal experience. I can't speak for another religion because I ain't never been a part of no other religion, okay? I was of Christianity, so that's what I'm speaking on. And from my experience and from what I seen growing up in the church, growing up around people that are God-fearing, they speak a lot on, you know, oh, you're going to hell, this, I deem you, I rebuke you, all that type of stuff, right? But don't you know the power is of the tongue, right? So when you speak on somebody's life like that, it's no different than somebody that does do voodoo or consider themselves a witch or any of things like that. It's no different from them casting spells. Because that's what it is, a spell. It's a spell. It's no different. Your beliefs are different. But what you're doing is completely the same. And this is where, once again, understanding needs to come in. And this is why being respectful and treating people the way you want to be treated is very important. Right? can't go around speaking on somebody's life, especially somebody you don't know or thought you knew or know of, because it's a different mindset than yours, and you start speaking against their life. Y'all need to understand the spirit by the spirit, because a lot of y'all are attacking people that y'all think are attacking you, or how can I say this? Well, yeah, you think are attacking you, and then you wonder why you still go through the situations that you're going through, because the things that are attacking you has nothing to do with that person. But now you're dealing with something else on top of what you're battling with, that is spiritual attacking you, because you just attacked somebody that don't bother you. Leave people alone, okay? You have to leave people alone, because regardless of what religion you do or believe in, what type of spiritual practices that you're practicing in, you do not know who really protects these people. It could be good, it could be bad, and a lot of times it's both. Leave people alone, especially if you do not know the relationship they have with God. It's none of your business. And the Christianity, for me, in the Christian church, they made me feel like I had to explain everything. Everything, right? Everything got to be explained to them. Everything has to be on how. It basically made you feel like if you ain't them, God don't hear you. Right? You have some. It's not all. It's not all. I have met some good Christian folks. Okay? I have met some good Christian folks. So I'm not sitting here just saying this is in a whole, as a whole, like, no, it's not that. Okay? But like I said, I'm speaking from my own experience. And when people ask me, they're like, okay, so what's your religion belief? I'm like, I'm spiritual. Spiritual? Yeah, I'm spiritual. Oh, you don't believe in God? Do you know what spiritual means? Do you know what that means? You clearly don't know what that means. That's why it takes for people to really have an understanding. If you don't understand what a person means when they're saying spiritual, don't be so quick to judge them. It's okay to ask questions. For some people, it's okay to ask questions. I do believe in God. Me and him have a great personal relationship. I talk to God when I'm going through things. I talk to God when I'm not going through things. When I pray, I'm really just thanking him, right? I don't ask for much. I don't have to, because I know he will supply my needs. Why do we have to ask God for something if he's going to supply it regardless, right? It's called faith. I'm not about to pray, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I might, you know what I'm saying? Okay, God, like, I ain't now. I'm strong, but I'm tired. Okay? Because spiritually, you still can't get tired. But because of my faith, I know God ain't gonna never leave me nor forsake me. Right? So I don't care what people may speak upon me or whatever the case may be. I know he's always going to be there. I know he's always going to keep me covered. I know he's always going to protect me. And as for me, I'm going to put in the work, because I'm going to stay prayed up. I'm going to keep myself protected as well by the word. Okay? By speaking confirmations on myself. You hear affirmation, I'm sorry, confirmation. Well, it might be a confirmation for somebody. Speaking affirmations on myself. You hear me? Knowing who I am, taking the healing, doing the healing that I need to do to protect myself. Okay? Because a lot of times we're constantly praying and we're asking for protection, and we're asking God to do this, we're asking God to do that. But what are you doing to keep attracting the things that you need protected from? A lot of times you're constantly in spiritual warfare because you're attracting what is of you. Now, don't get me wrong, you do have some people that are A lot of times you have people that are empaths, right? Are natural healers, and a lot of them don't even realize that. And even though sometimes you feel like you're on the right track, you may doing all the right things, you pray, you stay covered, but also what they don't teach you in church, that demons are attracted to light, just like a moth to a flame. So I don't care how much good you do, I don't care how much light you show, you're going to attract the dark. Okay, it's called balance. It's called balance. Okay, so you really have to have an understanding of everything that goes on around you. Okay, so it's very important that you know the Spirit by the Spirit, because a lot of y'all be praying and thinking it's falling on the right ears, and it ain't. Sorry to tell you, it ain't. Okay, a lot of y'all be thinking y'all doing God's work, and the whole time you working for the enemy. I have had people come to me, and during this time I was in a situation where I was very unhappy. I was being abused mentally, physically, emotionally, verbally, and spiritually. Okay, and I would have people come in, oh, I'm gonna pray for y'all, get through these. I am miserable, don't pray for me. I would literally wake up like my mind's made up, I'm walking away from this situation, whatever, right? And then the next day wake up like, what the as if it was like a reset. Stop praying for people that you know are unhappy in situations. That is witchcraft. Boom. That is witchcraft. A lot of y'all sit here and when y'all pray for people, y'all praying for what y'all think is right. Y'all praying what y'all want for this person. Y'all not thinking about the godliness that needs to happen and needs to come around, right? And what I mean by that, because I know a lot of y'all like, what is she talking about? What I mean is, let me make sure. But what I mean is that a lot of y'all sit here and y'all so deep in y'all book, y'all so deep in y'all word, God is against this, God is against that, you can't do this, God is not allowing this, God don't want this to happen, this is not what God do, God don't believe in this, God ain't, no. God is not the author of confusion. That's it, that's all. Anything that is calling you any type of spiritual attack, anything that is causing you to doubt who God is, anything that is causing you to question who God is, anything that is putting you in situations to backslide, anything that is putting you in situations where you're becoming suicidal, anything that is happening where it's causing you to turn your back against Him and all, is not of God. So if you're in a situation and somebody is telling you to work this out, you stick it through it. Go to God. Leave people out of it. And you go to God. Because once again, when we talk about spirituality and the Christian community, a lot of times it's a lot of witches and warlocks in the church. And I'm not trying to speak against every church, but if you know, you know. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm gonna keep it real. We're gonna stay fast right here. It is. And you can easily see it spiritually and physically if you just sit and listen. That's all you have to do. Sit and listen. You have to be careful of the words that people say. Okay? And it's not only in the church. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's in schools, it's in government, it's in politics, it's in everything. The entertainment world, social media, is everywhere. But that's not what we're talking about right now. What I'm trying to get people to understand is spirituality and religion is different but so much the same. More so that the church not realizing that they're really no different than the people that are spiritual or practicing spiritual practices. Okay? Because a lot of times they don't be knowing what they're doing. They just talking. They talking. They saying what sound good. They saying what people want to hear. They saying anything to make it seem as God is just. Do you not understand that everything happens for a reason? If people were perfect, there would be no need of God. There would be no need. If he's not gonna even sit here and be judgmental, who gave you the right? Like, so we really have to like know the spirit by the spirit and understand that the same people that's in the church can do the same thing and are doing the same thing as these people that's out here casting spells and doing root work on people. It's no different. The only thing is they using the name of God to do it. So it sounds good. It sounds right. And it's not. I learned a long time ago. And how I found out, because when I was in this situation, the same situation that I was telling y'all about, I had lost my way. When I say I had lost my way, I was ready to go out. I was tired. Look, fuck this. Something got to be better than this, right? Like, who about, And I went to church. And I went to somebody that how can I, back then, I went to somebody that I really thought was like, right, when it come down to God, come down, this person is chosen. I will say that, and I do feel that God uses this person to the fullest. But once again, this person is still a human. This person is still a flesh. So nobody's perfect. Remember that. Nobody's perfect. Okay? It's very important. Nobody's perfect. Only the Creator. Okay? So with that being said, I had lost my way. I didn't think God was listening to me. I didn't think God was hearing me. I felt like God had completely cut me off, right? And so I went to this person and I asked, can you pray for me? I did not do it during altar call, because at that point in my life, I did not want any and everybody in my business, because any and everybody was already in my business. I wanted a personal prayer and conversation with God. So I went to the person that I thought I could trust the most when it comes to this prayer thing, this prayer warrior thing. You know what I'm saying? I felt like this person was it. Not realizing that God had put me in that situation to show me that I could pray for myself. Okay? This person turned their back on me. God ain't tell me to pray for you, and walked away. Not knowing that suicide was on my mind, and I was over it. And I had lost my way completely, to the point where I did not want to pray no more. I was tired, because it seemed like the more I prayed, the more spiritual attacks I went through. Because at that moment in my life, I did not have a personal relationship with God. I had a church relationship with God, meaning I could just go to church, everything just I'll be good. And that's not how that works. Okay? I mean, it may work for somebody, but not for me. After that, when I say I started seeing things for what it was, it scared me because, like I said, I didn't have an understanding. I did not have an understanding. So I moved the best way I could. And then after that situation, it was as if I was running into the same demon, but in different people, right? So it took for me that last time I was like, oh no. And see, each lesson I learned something different, right? Each lesson was the same, but I learned what not to deal with, okay? And with each lesson, when I learned not to deal with this, it's like the entity had to come a little different, right? Because once you learn something, you go by it, right? You know it. When you learn it, you know it. You're no longer the student, you're the teacher. So it had to come at me another way, in another form, to stay attached to me, right? Because once again, knowing the spirit by the spirit, you attract what you are. So also, I had to learn how to do the healing work, which I was not taught how to do the healing work. I was taught to just pray. You can't just pray. You can't just pray. So, with that being said, my last straw was a couple of years ago. And I started having these dreams because at this point, I'm praying for myself. I'm no longer asking nobody. I'm asking God for a personal relationship. I'm asking, you know what I'm saying? I'm on my knees. God, this is personal. This is business. Well, it's personal and business because I'm not playing no more. I'm not playing no more. I'm coming straight to you. It's coming out my own mouth. Nobody is going to stand in the need for me. I am. I want to be healed. Okay? I was saved again and I was baptized. And no, it won't through no church. If you spiritual, you know what I know. So, I did the work. After that, and I said, God, I just let go. I let go. This is no longer my fight. I'm giving it to you. That's it. I'm done. Right? I gave it all to him. And when I gave it all to him, and instead of me praying for everything, I was, honey, you pray for God. What you want, you pray to God for. You pray to God. But I realized the more I thanked him for everything that I already had or didn't have, I prayed for my enemies. I prayed for people that I knew was causing the spiritual warfare for me. You hear me? And when I say if that ain't power, that is power. Because you have to forgive to be healed. You have to still take accountability to be healed. And I did that. I did it. And I'm still doing it. Okay? Because once again, we're not perfect. Healing never stops. Because you're always going to go through something. Right? And this is what I mean by my personal experience between spirituality and Christianity. Because one thing I was not taught in the church is that you're going to always need healing. You're going to always need healing. I was told once you get saved and baptized, that's it. That's all. You may go through a little knick-knack here and there. But don't nobody tell you when you get saved and baptized that the enemy gonna charge at you. He gonna charge. And I mean, he's gonna send the best of the best your way. And he's gonna send, because the same way God is a knowing God, y'all have to understand, the devil is a knowing enemy. He knows. He knows your weaknesses. He knows what can really make you tip off that iceberg, right? And make it hit that 180. Okay? So you really have to know. And I'm not saying this is all the Christian community, because a lot of them know it and they gonna really speak on it. Okay? It's a lot of those out there that's really gonna speak on it. But you got some that like to sugarcoat. They more concerned about how many followers they got, how much money they can get. Okay? I ain't about to sugarcoat nothing. And the people that I love to listen to and watch ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. And what people need to understand is knowing the Spirit by the Spirit, you will be able to know what way to go, how to listen, how to understand, how to let go. Because if you know the Spirit by the Spirit, you will know what's not for you and what is for you. Excuse me. For real, for real. It's deep. It's deeper than what a lot of people think. It's deeper than the Bible. It's deeper than the pulpit. It's deeper than a building that people come to worship in. Okay? You have to, one thing about God is he's big on personal relationships with him. Okay? The thing is, when it comes down to God, he wants to know, are you okay with doing it alone? Are you okay with doing it alone? He doesn't care how much money you get to the church. He doesn't care. Like, he doesn't. Like, a lot of people feel like, I was told I was going to hell because I ain't pay tithes. For real. I was told I was going straight to hell. And this was said in the church by a member. Oh, you're going to hell if you don't pay your 10%. I'm going to hell because I won't pay the church bills. I'm struggling paying my own home bills and raising kids. How can I get 10% of something that I don't even have 10% of after paying my bills? And all the bills won't pay that in the end. So, and that's my whole point. Like, y'all make it seem like, and that's where people be falling short too. Y'all feel like if y'all do this and y'all, especially a lot of older ones, boy, they be tricking on them. They be tricking on them. So like I said, know the Spirit by the Spirit. Know your word for yourself. Study your Bible yourself. Seek understanding for yourself. Pray for yourself. And I'm not saying spirituality is the only way to do that, but that's what helped me. Because it subtracted all the things that I went through and experienced and seen from myself in the Christian community. Okay? And it can still be a battle now. But once again, I pray for understanding. I seek understanding. Okay? I ask people that are Christians and I ask people that are spiritual. Okay? And I compare and contrast. Then I pray about it and ask God for understanding. And it may be a little off in the beginning, but something happens in the midst of all of that to show me what it is I needed to know. Okay? My confirmation to what it is I'm trying to find out. There is nothing wrong with asking questions. There's nothing wrong with going to God and being like, look, what's this? What's that? How this? How that? Why this? Why that? Make it make sense. Because he is not the God of confusion. And if he's not the God of confusion or mess or chaos, why would he allow his babies, his children, to sit here and wonder because they can't ask questions? Because, see, when I was younger, after I got saved, that was the most hell I ever been through. 6, 7 years old. I didn't even know what life was to understand what I was going through. I ain't had nobody to talk to. I didn't know. I got saved and baptized because I was forced to. It looked good in the church. All me and my cousins got saved and baptized at the same time. And we joked about it. I ought to put some apple cider pluses in my pockets and let it bubble. We were bad as shit. Oh my. But for real though, for real. We didn't take it seriously. We got our little certificate and that was it. That was it. Nobody prepared us. Me personally, I feel like to be saved and baptized, you need a understanding, a real strong personal relationship with God, so you can understand the spiritual attacks and warfare that you will receive after getting that close to Him, after giving yourself to Him, because the enemy is always busy, just like God. And come on, man. Y'all sit here, y'all so quick to be like, oh, the devil made me do it. Oh, it's the devil. It's the devil. When all reality is, you put yourself through it. You had to do that. You didn't have to. It's a choice, right? We so busy with, oh, the devil can't touch you. You God's child. The devil can't do this. The devil can't do that. But then we backpedal and be like, oh, the devil did this and the devil did that. Which one is it? Because you just told me that I no longer had to deal with the devil. You told me that once I got saved and baptized, I was just God's. I ain't. And I mean, they didn't say it was going to be peaches and cream, but they said it was going to be peaches and cream. Had I known what I know now, I would not allow my mama to make me get saved and baptized till I got a understanding for myself. So that way I know personally how to go to God for myself. I promise you, I would not have went through what I went through had I had already developed a personal relationship with God for myself, because I would know how to go to Him and not wait for somebody to pick and choose when to go to Him for me. And then a lot of times the ones that was praying for me are people that look down on me anyways. So that's spiritual warfare by itself. Because they're speaking on what they think you, who they think you are. Judging you by who you are, who your parents are, who your family is. Okay? So, I mean, knowing the Spirit by the Spirit is very important. So, you really have to understand, it does not matter if you're Christian. It does not matter if you're, what's they call them? I can't even think of the name right now. It don't matter what religious group you are from, or practice, praise, worship, or you just spiritual. More dark than light, or more light than dark, or just light, or just dark. Okay? It does not matter. It is very, very, very important to show who God is really in your life. If you say God is a forgiving God, and God is the God of all, that means there is no certain type of group that is not welcome in His arms. And y'all need to understand that. It's so much division in this world just based off religion. And y'all really think it's racism. It's not racism. Racism is one of the tops. But religion is number one. Religion and spirituality is number one. Well, no, I'm going to tell you spiritual. Well, it's starting to become number one. Because like I said, there are different groups of spirituality. That's why I say you need to know the spirit by the spirit. Okay? Because in religion, you can pinpoint what's what. But there are people that claim spirituality that uses that to put curses on people. It's crazy talk. It's not crazy talk, but I'm saying it's crazy for real. So it's very important, and it's very important how you treat people, because karma gonna come regardless. That's for one. Karma, okay? You can't. Y'all really need to understand, especially in the Christian community. Well, really any religion, but like I said, I can only speak on Christianity because that's where I'm from. You have to be careful who you speak against, because you have to understand that you're not speaking to the flesh. You're speaking to the spirit, and you do not know what spirits, good or bad, is watching over this person. You don't know what type of respect in the spiritual realm that this person of flesh has. And now next thing you know, this person ain't even got to know it's coming, but in the spiritual realm they see it all. So if you send a prayer out that speaks against a person that is highly respected and highly protected, they ain't got to know who you are. They ain't even got to know it's coming towards them. Half the time, they think it's just something that, you know what I'm saying? Half the time, they think it's just something normally that's just normal to happen, right? And the whole time, the ones that stand behind them, the ones that look over them, the one that protects them, their guardian angels, their ancestors, God, whichever one you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? And it could be all. Leave people alone, especially if you do not know their relationship with God. And it's none of your business. That's why it's called a personal relationship with God. A personal relationship with God. Personal, meaning it's nobody's business and they ain't gotta explain nothing to you. And because of that, a lot of y'all would demonize people. It ain't your business. You worry about your welcome mat. Who you welcoming in. Okay? I don't even put welcome mats at my door, because everybody ain't welcome and their spirit ain't welcome. So you really have to know. You really have to know. You really have to know. I'm about to go on this job. I don't really want to go, y'all. I need to put my shoes on. But like, you really have to know, y'all. And like I said, this is my own personal experience. I'm not saying this is for everybody, because it's not. But you really have to know. Like, you really, really have to know. Y'all, my arms are short. Gotta get my shoes. But yeah, y'all, it's very important if you know the spirit by the spirit. Instead of just quickly to judge people that could actually be sent to cover you. I'm being honest. Y'all be judging the ones that could really go to spiritual warfare, y'all. Y'all be out here demonizing people that could really go to spiritual warfare, y'all, man. For real. Y'all be so quick to be so judged. Oh, that's demonic. That's demonic. You demonic. Shoot. You caused that in your life. You spoke on somebody that God sent into your life. Everything has a reason. Everything has a calling. Everything has a mission to do. Now, cause of free will, you can pick and choose what you accept and what you don't accept. Right? So, just move my chair back out. Nobody pass the gas. But, man, yeah, man. For real. Because a lot of spiritual people can really go to war. Spiritual war. Because a lot of them know spirit by the spirit. For real, man. Y'all be shitting on them people. That's why you need to leave people alone. Because one thing about a person that can pray for themselves, it's a person with power. And they know who stand by them. Even if they just learning. And they don't have to do witchcraft to do it. I'm struggling to put my shoe on, y'all. Hold on. Just saying. You better know who you're following. And know who you're praying to. Because if God is answering your call, well, if God is answering your call where you're speaking against people that don't even, majority of the time, really don't even know you, and they ain't causing no type of harm in your life, it's not God. It's not God that you're praying to. Oh, no. Yes, I tie my head up. I need to get in here. I'm supposed to be in here at 10 o'clock. I don't know what time it is. I'm probably late. But I'm here though. I don't feel good. Ooh. Ooh. I don't feel good, but I'm here. That's supposed to be reading around my head. Make sure I take it off. People be swearing. What you got going on? So that ain't all I got, but that's all I'm gonna speak on for right now. I pray y'all have a blessed day.